Huzzah and well met, my friends. Dane here, and this past weekend we went to the Upper East Tennessee Celtic Festival. I know that's kind of a mouthful, and this was held in Johnson City, Tennessee. So this is going to be on the east side of the Tennessee state, close to the North Carolina border. And it was a relatively beautiful day. It was kind of hot, a little hotter than what I'd normally like, but it wasn't awful. We were a little concerned that morning when we looked at the weather report that, I don't know if we want to go because we've got the little one with us. Neither he nor I do well in the heat or the sunlight, but we said, you know what? Let's go for it. And I am so glad we did. It was held at the Tipton Hayes State Historical Site, which is a 45-acre plot of land that has a small museum and several log buildings and a blacksmith forge. It kind of focuses on frontier life there with some large open fields. And it was really great. There were about 24 vendors there. They had two different musical acts. There was the Knoxville Pipe and Drum Crew, and there was also a Celtic folk band there who I forgot what their name is, but I will put that information down in the description below if you want to check them out, because they were really good. There was also a HEMA group there doing a sword fighting tournament, which I thought was really great. There was also all the heavy athletics. So, of course, this was a Celtic festival, not a Renaissance festival. And for those of you who aren't quite sure, like, what's the difference? I've been to Renaissance festivals. I've seen a bunch of people in kilts there. How's this any different? Renaissance festivals tend to focus on our idealized version of the Middle Ages, the Dark Ages, the Renaissance period, even up into the golden age of piracy. But we also mix in fantasy. That's why you're going to see dragons and fairies and mermaids and wizards and things like that there. So a Ren Fair is more of like a pop culture celebration. A Celtic festival is a gathering of people who want to celebrate their Celtic heritage, or people want to celebrate Celtic culture if they don't even have any Celtic heritage, which is awesome. We love having people who have no Celtic heritage still come out to these festivals. I've been going to Celtic festivals for decades now, and I really love them. Like I said, you're going to find people in kilts for both of them. At Ren Fairs, you typically see people dressed up in costumes. With the Celtic Festival, these aren't costumes. When people are wearing kilts with tartans, very often it is going to be their family or the clan tartan, or if it's an Irish kilt, it's going to be from the county that their family is from, or it could be somebody who has military service or is in the police department, firefighters, anything like that. There are different tartans for different things. There's also a lot of universal tartans. But what we are typically wearing at the Celtic festivals, we don't consider costuming. We consider it cultural garb in a way. And so there's a little bit of a difference. When I'm at the Ren Fair and I have a kilt on, I'm wearing a lot of other stuff that doesn't necessarily go with that outfit. I'm not trying to depict a certain time period or anything like that. My Ren Fair stuff, those are costumes. This is going to be a little bit different. But like I said, it's going to be a big celebration of Celtic culture. So you're going to have representation of the various Celtic nations there. You're going to get different music. You're going to get food. You're going to get crafts and vendors that kind of focus on that sort of stuff. So I love going to Celtic festivals. We've been to two of them this year already. The first one was long before I started doing this blog, but that one was held outside of Greenville, South Carolina at Furman University, and that event was huge. That one was really massive. This one was smaller. There was about 1,000 people there, I would say, throughout the day, if I had to make a good estimate. And like I said, there were about 24 vendors there, which was a good size. I kind of wish there were some more vendors, so I don't know if we're still dealing with a post-COVID situation or if that's just what it was. But according to the website, this is the 30th year or the 30th time they've held this festival. So it has been going on for a long time. But yeah, it was really excellent. So, like I said, I got a bunch of videos that I want to share with you all. I didn't take as many pictures this time like I did, but hopefully you guys enjoy these videos, and I'll share my final thoughts after all this. So here we are at the East Tennessee Celtic Festival, just outside of Johnson City, Tennessee here. You can see I got my little buddy with me. Hey, Allie! Got the sunscreen up. It is hot and humid out today, a little too hot and humid. So that's why I'm wearing my quick dry and my utility kilt, because yeah, it's gonna be a little too warm to do my full outfit. But yeah, this place is really, really awesome. I'll show you guys. was a look at the Upper East Tennessee Celtic Festival, and I am so glad we went, even though it was relatively hot that day, and most of us with Celtic heritage don't do well in the heat. We really enjoyed it. Like I said, there was about 2 dozen vendors there. There was probably about 1,000 people there throughout the day. Lots of great music. The Celtic folk band that they had there, I watched most of their full set and really enjoyed it. The Knoxville Pipe and Drum Crew was there. They put on some excellent shows throughout the day. I always love seeing bagpipe and drum crews doing their marches and playing their songs. It brings me back to being a child. My grandfather was huge into listening to bagpipe music. So I remember being a very little kid and being around him as he was smoking his pipe, doing his crossword puzzle, drinking his coffee, and listening to bagpipe music. It just brings me back to that wonderful innocence of a child and getting to hang out with your grandfather. So anyway, I'm not going to get too nostalgic about that, but yeah, I love the music. My little guy, Alistair, he loves bagpipe music. Whenever it plays, his legs are swinging and he bounces up and down. He likes bagpipe music and Black Sabbath. Those are like his two things right now because he's almost 10 months old and he loves the good rhythm. Yeah, there were a lot of great stuff there. We did some shopping. I actually picked up a really cool mug. I love this. These were actually made by a local artist there. She made these specifically for that festival. She wanted something kind of Celtic themed. So she had a bunch of these mugs with the Green Man on it, or some version of the Green Man. And I had such a hard time picking out exactly which one because they were all so great. But I've wanted a large mug for a while because all the large mugs I have are all Christmas ones. I don't want to use those year round. So this one is awesome. I also picked up a new kilt. Yay! Surprisingly, I have never owned a Black Watch tartan. Uh, for those of you who know about kilt and know about tartans, Black Watch is probably the most common tartan worn. And yeah, I had never owned one. Back in the spring, we went to another Celtic festival and we got my son a little tiny baby Black Watch kilt. And people love it. We love it. I don't think he cares one way or the other. He's 10 months old and he eats everything that he can put in his mouth, whether it's food or not. But I thought, it would be nice that we have matching kilts. So there was a vendor there selling kilts and other clothing and picked that up. Nice quality, got it for a pretty inexpensive price, which I'm happy about because, again, if you know kilts, you know that sometimes kilts can get very, very expensive. This one, not at all. This is going to be a great kind of all day around the house, going out to town, kind of beater kilt in some ways. So I'm glad I got that. We picked up quite a few other things for gifts for Christmas and birthdays. My wife got herself a mug from the same person who did the one I got. We got some other things from there. So there were a lot of great vendors there. There were a couple blacksmiths doing blacksmith demonstrations. One of them was a competitor on Forged in Fire. I spent some time talking with them, had a really wonderful chat because I do some blacksmithing here at home. Nowhere near as good as what those guys are doing, but it's still great to talk about people who are in that same craft. And they were doing it in the blacksmith forge that they had there on site. So they had a great old sort of log cabin look to it. They were using a propane forge. For some things, they were doing some demonstrations. I think they were doing some lessons, teaching some people stuff, but they also had an old coal forge there. So that was a lot of fun. Like I said, the music was great. The group doing the armed combat and the tournament, that was a lot of fun to watch. I spent probably, a total of an hour and a half watching them throughout the day doing this tournament. And this is the first time I've been to a festival where they had a HEMA group there who had an actual tournament going on. Most of the times when I go to events like this, and they do have some sort of HEMA group there, they're doing demonstrations, or they'll let people come out and try it out or whatever. But this was really cool to see a tournament and get to watch these guys move through the bracket until they got to a champion. Talked to a bunch of the guys doing that stuff. It was a lot of fun. Met a lot of really great people there. That's one of the things I love about these festivals, especially kind of these smaller ones, is that you get to run into people and you get to have really great conversations because you're all there for the same reason. You all love, whether it's a Renaissance festival and you love that stuff, or it's, in this case, a Celtic festival and you have Celtic heritage, or you love Celtic culture. It's just so awesome to come One of the things I love about Celtic festivals is all the different kilts and all the different tartans you see there. And whenever you don't recognize a tartan, go up and ask the person, "Hey, what tartan is that?" And it's really great. Sometimes you're going to get people who are wearing their family tartan or their clan tartan or their region tartan. But other times you're going to get people who, it's their military service or it's firefighters or police or something like that. But there's a lot of other what we call universal tartans out there that aren't necessarily tied to any family or any specific thing, but are just maybe for an event or just for the heck of it. I just discovered the other week that there is a pumpkin spice tartan. Yeah, a pumpkin spice tartan. I looked it up. It's actually really beautiful, and I'm going to see if I can track down somebody who has turned the pumpkin spice tartan into a kilt. If you know of where I could get a pumpkin spice tartan, let me know. Uh, I sound like a basic white girl. I don't really care for pumpkin spice stuff. I don't drink coffee, so I don't do pumpkin spice lattes. I don't go crazy for, but it's a really beautiful tartan that kind of emulates those fall colors. But anyway, that's that's a different thing. But yeah, getting to see different tartans there and getting to talk to people. As you saw in the video, I had Alistair in the big Poco backpack from Osprey. Had a lot of people asking me about that, which is always a great conversation starter. Yeah, overall, I thought this was really great. They had the heavy athletics there, which we didn't get a chance to see as much of as I wanted to, partially because it was removed from everything else. So you had to walk through a big field and then go over a little stream with a bridge and then go to another field. And that's where the heavy athletics were. Um, and when we had finally made our way down there, we had got there and we're like, all right, cool. We're going to watch some caber tossing and some hammer throws. And the little guy pooed. So we had to go up and change a poopy diaper. So then we had to trek all the way back up the hill, go back to the bathrooms. So unfortunately, we missed most of the heavy athletic stuff, which is another thing I really love. If you've never been to a Celtic festival or a Highland Games, um, and you want to see kind of like what is this all about, just go on to YouTube or Google or something like that and look up Highland Games, look up the athletic competitions, and it is crazy. I mean, tossing the caber, these guys are throwing what is essentially a telephone pole and getting it to rotate in the air. Um, so I kind of wish that the athletics were in the lower field, right below where the rest of the festival was, as opposed to the field on the other side of the property. It would have made everything feel much closer. I know they had 45 acres there, which is a huge amount of space. I mean, 45 acres is almost twice the size of the Carolina Renaissance Festival, which I will be having plenty of videos for that coming soon when that starts up. So yeah, 45 acres is a lot. There was a lot of open land, and I felt like that was kind of a missed opportunity. Was to maybe tighten up where everything was, so people didn't have to walk as far. Now, again, I don't know what all the logistics were. I don't know if there was a safety reason they had to have them down there or what it was, but I kind of felt like that was a missed opportunity. And with that much space, I would have liked to have seen more of it just even filled. Even if you kept the athletics where they were, that lower field that they had there, that would have been a great place to do any like the sheepdog competitions or the demonstrations. Again, if you've ever been to one of these sorts of festivals and you've seen the border collie demonstrations, it is fantastic. But that's also something you kind of want to see from high above, so you can get almost that aerial view of it. But yeah, watching border collies herd sheep or geese, or I've even seen them herd pigs before. It is so awesome to see. And they had a huge field that I felt like that would have been great. So I don't know if maybe in the future they could look for something like that. Um, I would have liked to have seen, like I said, more vendors there. The vendors that they had there, I thought were all good quality. We bought plenty of stuff. There were quite a few other vendors that we wanted to get stuff from, but you only have so much money that isn't your budget for an event like this, and we don't want to max out the credit cards because it's so easy to say, "Oh yeah, I'll take that knife. Oh, I love that dress. Oh, let me get some of this." Again, a lot of you guys, obviously, if you're watching my vlog, you go to these sorts of events, you know how easy it is to spend some serious money at them. But yeah, overall, I thought this was a really great little Celtic festival. We are definitely planning on going back next year. If you are in the area, again, like I said, this is in Johnson City, Tennessee. So if you're within, an hour or two drive of it, or maybe even a little longer, and you want to make like a weekend stay, be in Eastern Tennessee or stay in Western North Carolina, there's so much to see and do. I would definitely recommend this festival. So that was the Upper East Tennessee Celtic Festival. Still a mouthful. I think it's always going to be. So I'm glad you guys got to experience this with me. If you went to this festival, let me know down in the comments. Let me know what you thought of it. If you haven't been to it and you want to go, let me know. And thank you guys to the first several subscribers I had. I'm not doing this for money. This is not a job. I'm not looking to get anything out of this vlog other than for sharing my passion for these type of events with people like you. And I was just really shocked that like the first day I already had some subscribers. So that makes me feel good. So if you guys like this video, please, give it the thumbs up, not to boost the algorithm or anything like that. Just a way for me to know, hey, I saw your video, Dane, and I liked it. And that's all I'm asking for, guys. Throw a comment down there if you want to as well. But that was the Upper East Tennessee Celtic Festival. Have a couple weeks until the Carolina Renaissance Festival starts, and I am so looking forward to that. We'll get more into that next time. I'll probably do. I think in the meantime, I'll probably just do a quick little vlog on what I love about the Carolina Renaissance. Carolina Renaissance Festival so much, what it means to me. But I also know a bunch of people who work at the festival, whether they are performers or they are merchants. If you guys want me to like set up interviews with them, because I could definitely do that. Let me know also what you guys want to see from this. Do you want to see different type of festivals? Do you want to see more interviews? Do you just want to see my thoughts on things? I want to, generate content that you guys are also going to like, and not just what I want to do. So anyway, guys, I had a great time. I'm looking forward to seeing you all again real soon. So take care. Have fun. Bye.